Hey guys, this is Zac Love from Love Kustoms. You're watching Love Kustoms TV. Today we are going to do something a little bit different than what you've seen from us in the past. As you've probably seen in the past, we've posted several other videos, including our latest series, which is going to be Pickles 3.0. So we posted up the first video of that. The second one is coming soon, so stay tuned, watch that. It's going to be a lot of really good information. But what we want to do today is we kind of want to start you out with what's going to evolve into, and you shook it, Love Kustoms podcast.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right. So today we're going to introduce you into what is going to become Love Kustoms podcast. We're doing it this way to kind of introduce ourselves on a more personal level, show you guys a little bit of who we are, what we do, what we're about, and what Love Kustoms is about as a whole. So I'm Zac Love from Love Kustoms. I'm the owner-operator. I started Love Kustoms actually this is our 10th year. So this is our 10th year in business. And we design and build high-end custom cars. Our passion is primarily into the over-the-top and wild. We do some restoration work. We are stepping out of that now, simply because honestly, we do what we love to do, and we just get a lot more joy out of doing the really high-end custom stuff. And today I've got Thomas. He's going to be the co-host of the Love Kustoms podcast. Thomas Burgess, man, this guy has been with me for 3.5 years.
3 years. Yeah, 3 years now.
3 years with me now, and he has become my right-hand man. I mean, he literally, this place cannot function without him and the work that he puts into it. Well, Thomas, tell them about how you brought yourself into Love Kustoms.
So I worked for a few. Well, let's bring it back. I did my first motor swap when I was like 15 years old.
Let me guess, Honda?
It was a Honda. It was a Prelude. And I put a B16 in it, and I just used Google and my stepdad's tools that he left me. That kind of fired my engines up to get going on building cars and doing things. So I built a couple of, not hot rods, but a couple of little tuner cars. I was more into the tuner scene when I was younger. And then I started seeing people build cars on television, and I wanted that to be my goal. I wanted to be able to build restorations on TV. And so I worked at a couple of different restoration shops after the Army, and eventually made my way into Norfolk to a car show, a television show that we did restorations on. Well,
in Norfolk, huh?
Yeah, in Norfolk. Mm-hmm. So that lasted maybe about a year before I wanted to move on to bigger and better things. So I went to a couple different places trying to find out where I fit, and learned a whole lot along the way. I specifically stuck to the electronics and the wiring side of it, because I knew that not a lot of people wanted to do that. So being that not a lot of people wanted to do it, I'd be the guy to do it. And I kind of got out of doing mechanics for a while and did some computer programming. I worked with ADOS on newer cars.
And that's what you were doing when you came here, right?
Yep. I actually stopped by Love Kustoms in my big work van to
looking like a little hood rat, mind you,
to see if he needed me to program ECUs. Little did I know, there weren't no ECUs in here, just carburetors.
Well, there is, but yeah, no, nothing like what you were doing.
I was doing ADOS things, so like safety cameras, backup cameras, blind spot monitoring. I thought that was going to be the next level, but it just didn't bring me joy. And I was traveling all over the state of Virginia, and I decided to come in here and ask for a job about the second time I came around here, and he gave me a shot. And I remember my first day, I pulled my phone out of my pocket. We were standing next to a very high-end split window Corvette, and a quarter was stuck on the screen of my phone. My first day. And
I remember that.
I pulled my phone out, and the quarter came flying out and smacked the car.
5 minutes. 5 minutes after I specifically said, whatever you do not scratch, chip, ding, or touch the paint on this car. Yes. And if you should have seen his face. He just kind of went. Am I still? Do I still have a job? Like,
sorry, Zach. So, what is Love Kustoms like? What made you start Love Kustoms 10 years ago?
Man, that was a quick segue. There was no slide into that at all.
I just want to know.
Well, I mean, we'll go. So, just so you're aware, we're just kind of giving you a quick intro, but we'll go deeper into these stories. But I'll give you kind of the rundown.
Yeah.
So, Love Kustoms is something I started when I was in college. I had built my first car, bought it when I was 13, finished it by the time I was 16, 62 Impala.
The red one that
The red and white one,
this.
the one that hasn't seen the light of day in a long time. And then I finished that car when I was 16, and when I got, I remember, I got tired of the pretty and shiny, because the Impala was supposed to be my first car to drive to school, and I couldn't even drive it to school because it was too low, and it was too pretty, too shiny. I had too much money and time invested into it. So I went into building a rat rod, and I'll go into more detail on that later. But what happened is kind of funny. There was a shop in Norfolk, and
the same shop that I know
the
of?
same shop that you know of that had a TV show.
Same,
but different. And so what wound up happening was I was actually on crutches. I just torn my ACL. I was a freshman in college, and I reached out to this shop, and I was building my own stuff at home, but I was 3.5 hours from home.
At home, you mean you had a garage at your house?
Yeah, a garage at my house, and I was just kind of doing my own thing. And so I was like, man, I saw this sign. We're starting restorations, and we need you. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I'll do that. So I sent in a resume and everything, told them what I had done. And long story short, I got the phone call of, you don't know what you're doing. You've never done this before. There's no way in the world that you can have done all this at 18 years old. And basically told me I was a liar. And
bold
yeah,
move, Cotton.
Yeah. Well, so I ended the conversation pretty quickly, and I guess a couple months went by, and wound up getting another phone call from him. He had apparently seen and heard of what stuff that I had done, and all apologetic. Oh man, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean that. I wasn't saying that. And it just got to the point where I was like, I have no interest in working for somebody that's going to treat somebody like that. And it really lit a fire under me, and
the same fire it lit under me to leave.
Yeah. Well, it lit a fire under me to start my own thing. And I wasn't really meaning to start my own thing, but just to be told that I couldn't do what I know I could do. And so at that point, I was working for another shop, part-time, like summers and weekends and Christmas holidays and stuff like that. And I wound up getting this job to do a truck for a guy. And
the black and silver
black and silver truck. And what it was the shop that I was working for took it in, but didn't have the knowledge or know how to do the metal fabrication and stuff necessary. They could do body and paint, but they couldn't build it. Mm-hmm. And so I was asked to do this on the side, and I took it on as a side job, and wound up working on that truck, a 59 Ford for my grandparents, and the 79 Camaro I was finishing up for my mom.
The red one.
Yep. And then what else was it? It was a blue tub Pro Street Nova that I needed to do body and paint and custom fabricated hood for. And all of these cars came out at the same time. Like I was
like normal.
Right. All at the same time. And I debuted the truck, the 59 Ford, and the Camaro at a local show, Asphalt Angels Car Show, when I was a senior in college. I graduated in December of 2015, and this was February of 2016. So we're talking about basically almost a year afterwards I graduated, and I debuted that black and silver truck and that 59 Ford and the Camaro, and that day, I guess was the technical start of Love Kustoms. I made up some cheap, business cards that I threw everything on because I didn't know that sometimes less is more. And Man,
Surely you had a business license.
what's a business like? No, I'm just- well, no, so I didn't know how I was going to go. My mom, me and my mom had the conversation. She goes, well, what's the worst that could happen? You don't have overhead. You just got out of college. You don't have bills. This is the only point in your life that you're going to be able to do something like this. And sure enough, I did. I went ahead and I debuted those cars. We were booked out immediately 3 years. I think I had 5 or 6 jobs day one.
That's what happens when people like what you do, and it looks like you can do it.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I thought I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know what I was doing. Today, I don't know if I know.
We learn something new every day.
Yeah, I mean, looking back at it, there's so much more I could have done, but it was just one of those things that naturally all kind of fell into place. And we left that show in April that year. Again, I'm still in college. I still haven't 100% done any, went full time into this yet. I'm just kind of putting my name out there, and I built that black and silver truck, right, and debuted at the show. Took it to Raleigh Good Guys, won Truck of the Year early finalist with it, and man, that set the trajectory for the shop. And we've been, as you know, we've been slammed ever since.
23 cars in here or more, and
every day there's
another 20 something on the list. So you mentioned custom restorations. What? For the people that don't know, what's a custom restoration? Because when I hear restoration, I just hear you go to a catalog, you buy all the parts that a car needed from the beginning, and you bolt them up together.
And that's exactly what it is. So, we're, as you know, we don't, and anybody that follows us knows this, we have been doing, and we are still finishing up some factory to a T restorations. Our problem is when it comes to factory restorations, there's no creativity in it whatsoever. And I struggle with intentionally making mistakes. So, overspray, dirt and panels, trash, things not lining up properly. It's a major pet peeve of mine. So even on the Fox body, which is right there, it's
the straightest panels on a Fox body you've ever seen.
All covered up with cop car logos. But that's a prime example. That car, I can't leave it alone. So that car went full blown show car, custom body and paint on a factory police car that gets covered with graphics. And this happened. I guess we finished this car about 1.5 years ago now, and it came to my realization in this that we have a lot of really, really cool projects that we already have in the shop and we already have on the list. And they're really what gets us going.
That's what's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, the factory stuff's cool. It's got a nostalgia to it, but we don't really gain anything from it as far as traction in the hot rod world. It's just not really what we want to do, and there's no creativity, and we have a tendency to overdo it.
You can't win the Riddler with a factory restoration.
Right, and that's that's kind of the thing. Every time we do something, whether we're doing a Cyclone right now for a customer, and it's honestly, it's supposed to be a restoration, probably more restoration driver, and we're in there right now beating and banging trying to get these gaps to fit. We've gone through and metal finished everything, and it's going to get a show quality body and paint. The fit, the finish, everything is going to be show quality. And sometimes it's just not what people need or what people want, and that's okay. Unfortunately, we don't. That's just not what we do.
But there's a shop out there for everybody.
There's a shop out there for everybody, and so we're just honing in on the custom, the stuff that takes creativity, takes originality, and it's something that we get excited about working on. And that can vary. That can mean a bunch of different things, but I don't think the factory to a T restoration stuff is what we want to do anymore, and that's okay. That's just not our lane, and we're trying to stay in our lane. But I mean, even you, Thomas, you coming in here and seeing all the stuff that we've been working on. I think that we're kind of kindred spirits in that way. The factory stuff's got a nostalgia to it. Like, this is so if you're wondering what this is in the background, this is for a customer that we are doing several high-end custom builds for. But this is a one of 55 67 Belvedere Super Stock.
Belvedere 2.
Yeah, it's a 426 Hemi drag car from the factory. It's got 291 miles on it. that were all done on the drag strip by a racing school that purchased the car new. So I mean, we do tinker with that kind of stuff, but it's just not our thing. You know, our wheelhouse is specifically the high-end custom stuff. And you know, Thomas, I think that's kind of where you've gravitated to, isn't it?
Oh yeah. I it was fun learning how to, you know, bolt up a spoiler on a 69 Camaro and being able to see all these different eras of cars and learning about them.
Actually, before this, I would say that was pretty much most of what you had worked on is relatively restoration.
It was all restoration. My first restoration was a Cavalier, a convertible, a convertible bug. I think it was a 60s or 70s model, and I did a full nut and bolt restoration on it, and it was fun. I got to learn about a bunch of stuff. I did a Big Bird, a Thunderbird, a Camaro, a Hearst Oldsmobile Cutlass, and a 57 Corvette convertible. And I mean, that was a good starting course to learn how to come in here and actually, what's the difference between shaping and forming metal?
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing. I mean, I think that you dove. I think day one it was kind of a shock to the system because I threw you into two high-end cars because we had the Corvette and the Chevelle sitting there ready to go.
Yeah, I'd never shortened a rear end before.
Good morning. Hey.
Watch out for the cords.
All right, Zac, hug.
I've been hugging them all day.
Okay,
Where's your
you see that car behind you? Did you know that car looks like one of my race cars? Can I show you?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, come on, show me.
Get it done, so then you have it
It's
for
this
the
one.
video.
Oh,
What? Let me see.
Is that a Lincoln?
That's a Lincoln.
It's white.
It's white. You like it?
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
like it.
Hey, so what? Come here. Come on. We've got some questions for you.
Yeah.
All right.
What's it like, Grayson, being the kid of a hot rod builder?
Building Love Kustoms,
What's it like being the kid? Why is it you get to come here and hang out at the shop after school
yeah.
and see all these cool cars? What's your
Right.
favorite part?
Well, I like when you guys build like race cars and those the ones that you put over here.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the police car a lot.
What's your favorite car?
Probably the Chevelle.
Which one? The red one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Which car do you like ride?
So I had never had to shorten a rear end before or fit some 24 by 15 inch wheels under the back of a split window Corvette or do a mini tub or custom wire a car so that you can't see the wires so that everybody comments on your Facebook post, that car does not run. Where are the spark plug wires? Well, they're there. Zac just made me hide them.
I think I was probably your worst enemy.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't know if you were gonna last because you were very. This doesn't make sense. But
why do we need to hide them? Let's just make it work and let it go.
but I'll be honest, that's a hard thing for me too because up till that point, I did all of it. You know what I mean? Like so. I mean, the reality is I've had people work for me over the years, but I would say. For full time, every day, day in and day out, until maybe 4 years ago, I did everything every day myself, and now it's hard to believe that I was able to make all that happen because I can't get anything done now.
He's worked maybe a total of 20 hours in the past month.
Okay, yeah, that's probably right.
Probably true.
Yeah, it's probably true. But to me, that's kind of the cool part, though. Is just. I guess for me, it's about building cars as a family. You know what I mean? Like we build cars because we love it, not because we have. I mean, of course, we have to make a living. But the reality is that's why we stick to what we know and what we like because that's our thing. You know, we get excited about it. We stay here. We work on these cars. We take them to the show, and we get to just feel that joy and the happiness when you see a customer like the unveil of the '67 Chevelle.
They were so happy.
That was it was a big moment for them because it was a family heirloom that had been resurrected, and it had a lot of sentimental value, and it had a lot of build up to it. But even for us in the shop, man,
and even the evolution of that relationship, we built a friendship out of that, and I mean, we're happy to see them come through the door every time at the car shows, and to see the way that they get to look when they see other people appreciate their car. It makes it feel good for us, you know, because we get to watch these people appreciate them spending their hard-earned money and letting us build their dream for them.
And they're like our babies.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we feel like we raised these, or these are our children, and they're getting ready to go home, you know, to their new family. Even though they're the ones commissioning us to do it, you know, we spend thousands of hours, you know, loving and meticulously, you know, massaging every piece of these cars. And
Yes.
it's almost impossible not to have some sort of emotional attachment to them.
So I probably have like 2 more questions for you, or for us. These are my notes, by the way, because we can't afford a teleprompter yet.
He's a typical millennial who's always got to have his phone in his hand.
So, where do you see Love Kustoms in the next few years? How are we going to evolve from under construction shop to where your vision is for the place?
Well, you know, we've had this conversation, and I think that as a shop, we're in a transition period. So when I started out of a 1-bay building about
Dirt on the floor.
Yeah, 2 miles up the road from my house, and I was there for the first year, I would say, and I started a lot of big projects in there, and then I moved to another shop in Amelia. It was a bigger place, but it was in a weird spot. It just didn't have any curb appeal to it whatsoever. There was no real growth there.
The place underneath the thrift store.
Yeah, we were attached to the back half of a thrift store, and you know, I was there for 6 years.
It's crazy.
And luckily, I guess 4 or 5 years ago, I stumbled upon this place, and it needed major rehab, and we got it. It took about a year. I was paying for both places, the shop I was in and this one, and renovating this place, and we got the main fab shop renovated, and so we could come in and work. And we're still under construction here, still renovating here, but the reality is we've already outgrown it. We've gotten to a place where we need to grow or to step back, and you know, that's a challenge, because I think that we have a ton of potential to grow, to go up, but with growing comes more burdens for the shop, more burdens for you know, cost, overhead, you know, more burdens on our customers by, you know, meaning that we can't be, because, you know, as you know, we build cars.
4-man team.
Yeah, we build cars for people as a passion, and we try to make this a fun, enjoyable, and friendly experience where everybody's happy when they leave, and we want to develop these relationships. The cars are just the catalyst for the friendships. You know, the cars are, you know, what we love, but they are just what brings car guys together.
Yeah.
And we're just a shop of car guys
Yeah.
that love doing what we do, and we have to financially be able to support ourselves doing it, which is a challenge. But, you know, we have to make a decision for us and for our customers on what's the best path to go. So, you know, I don't know exactly which direction. We're still in that kind of, we're in a spot where we've got to make a decision if we're going to get bigger or if we're going to focus on certain things. Like, we've already kind of made mention multiple times about how we're going to stop taking on factory restoration work. It's just not our thing.
And limit our small jobs.
Yeah, but we're also limiting small jobs and taking the things that have so much exponential growth potential, meaning that's
Cabaret.
yeah. But what I mean by that is you know, small jobs come in, they come in for A, and then they end up at Z. by
Yeah.
the time they end. And we plan for this, and we've got a list of these other jobs, and we're just pushing them.
There's a 32 right there that you can't
Yeah.
see. That was one of the third car that I touched while I was here, and it's done turned into a whole bunch of stuff, which is great.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for the shop as far as being able to put our name on it and
Yeah.
do more stuff, and having a cooler, better end product. But the reality is we have a shop full of full builds, and that's what we really like to focus on. And so we're limiting ourselves on the small stuff. And I think that you'll see and y'all will be able to see what we do, but when we make our decision on how we go. But we're either going to have to get more space, build another building, get more people in here, or we'll use what we got, refine what we do, and focus on it. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to ever sacrifice quality. So
Yeah.
quantity's not what it's about for me. Quality, I want to make sure that we're producing a car that everybody expects from us inconsistently. I want there to be quality control over the entire process. I don't want
Yeah.
to fall into that trap like we see a lot of other people fall into, where it's easier to subcontract this, or it's easier to I don't want to do that. I want to be able to be here and know that our customers can depend on us through the entire project.
Exactly that. So my next, I guess to end the video, kind of, my next question is like a 3-part question. Name the projects we're working on, if you can. The projects you can name that we're working on, because there's a couple that we possibly can't name.
Well, I can name them.
Can you name them? Just can't show them?
Well, it depends on the path they take.
It depends on the path they take.
I'll just be...
Because that'll lead me into my next.
Yeah, so... the newest, or the one that's going to be the next to come out of the shop as a completed project. Well, actually, there's two. We've got the 32 for Ronnie Staples.
Yep.
It's a chop channeled, sectioned 32 sedan, traditional hot rod built of the 1964, 63 era. It's got a Buick nail head in it. It's cool. It's just old school
Rag top.
hot rod. Yeah, it's nice. It's a quality build, but just has that look of something that would have been built in the 60s. The other one would be Pat Burke's 69 Mustang Fastback. That's going to be a bad ride. That one's going to be one of the next ones to come out as a full build from us. It's got a Roush supercharged Coyote, all Detroit speed suspension, ton of custom metal work. I mean, that's going to be a cool car. We've got the 68 Mustang we're doing for Tommy Taylor, Art Morrison chassis, Edelbrock E4 supercharged
About
Coyote.
this high off the ground.
It's exceptionally low with big wheels. We stretched the wheelbase 2 inches.
You weren't supposed to tell them that. They were supposed to guess.
I mean, they can look at it and figure it out. Or they can't, but that's the goal, right? And we're doing a 54 Corvette for John Bacher. We built a 50 Suburban chop top for him a few years back, and we're doing a really custom 54 Corvette for him right now. We got several cars that we're doing for Marty Miller. And all of his stuff, if you've ever seen it. We built a silver 32 Ford Coupe for him several years back. We're working
This
is his.
Belvedere.
We're working on a 54 Corvette. Everything he's got big horsepower, big wheels.
There's his
ground.
CUDA is coming in.
Yeah,
We've got a
Roadster right now.
70 something F100.
The 69 F100, man.
69.
You talk about we've actually got 2 trucks that we're working on. Both of them, one's a C10, one's a F100, but stuff that, and I know everybody says, there's nothing more you can do to a truck. Well,
not if you work here.
yeah, no, these things are over the top. I mean, but that's just honestly, and pickles. I mean, everybody loves pickles. That one is going to actually be a really cool truck. We call it the inverted show truck. It's patinaed on the outside, but it's stepping its game up. It's getting full custom everything. And that truck is going to be really awesome, which, again, stay tuned. We're going to be doing, you're going to be seeing episode 2 of Pickles 3.0 series coming out in the next couple weeks. We really got a good path going forward with that now. So I mean, yeah, we're just, to be completely frank, we're just blessed. We do have a lot of really awesome projects, and honestly, these projects, like I said, they're just catalysts to the relationships we're building with our customers. I mean, I love working with my customers. They make this an enjoyable process.
We do have some of the best customers and the best. I've worked at quite a few hot rod shops, and there was no shop that had customers that had a relationship with their customers like we do here. Like we just had a good friend of ours stop by, Bill.
Actually, and the owner of Pickles.
And
Tommy
the owner of Pickles came by today.
Yeah, and just hung out. Shoot, Tommy was here half a day. We're just sitting there, and
he still owes me $5 for his barbecue chips that I got him. Just come to think of it.
But, he comes in and he's that's the cool part is we build cars. People bring their cars to us to get our vision in it. But we work with them, and that's the fun part. We get to work with them and get to hear the weird and goofy ideas they have, and sometimes they're cool. Sometimes we're like,
sometimes we get to go swimming with him and his family in their saltwater pool. That was sweet.
Yeah, hanging out in the hot tub.
That was fun.
Or going to Broadway in Nashville. We get to do this. That's what we get to do with our customers. And
me and Tommy chased down Dan and Shay for like 6 city blocks just to go, hey, we're big fans.
as they went up in the elevator, all simultaneously. But that's what this is about. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the cool part about it. I mean, like I said, we love the cars, but it's the people that makes it truly enjoyable for us. I mean, Ron Tatum.
Dude.
I mean,
the legend, the man, the myth, and the legend.
Ron Tatum, and if y'all don't know who Ron Tatum is, Ron Tatum is the godfather of hot rods, at least in Virginia, if not the East Coast.
Man, we go to Nashville.
Oh man,
where were we at last? Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville.
We were in Nashville. We couldn't go anywhere without people stopping and saying, "You Ron Tatum?" He's like,
man.
Yeah, I'm Ron Tatum.
I mean, and Ron, you go back to a little bit about what got us here, man. Ron Tatum has been a major player in what has gotten us to this point. I mean, Ron had always had some really nice stuff, and people looked up to Ron, and he
awesome dude.
He's been a father to me. I mean, literally, my dad and him are like brothers. I mean, Ron is one of the best people in my life and has been for a long time. And if we didn't get, and if it wasn't for him, I've never had a bigger advocate. I mean, Ron got me in front of the right people. When we won Pros Pick of the Year for NSRA didn't know who we were, and he got me into the Builder Showcase to debut that Suburban, and it was a change for it was a whole direction change for Ryan.
And now we were Spotlight Builder last year.
Yeah.
This year.
And we in
New York.
We're there every year, and they're expecting that from us. But it's things like that, or Ronnie Staples, who comes out and hangs out and eats lunch with us, so we get to go see his hot rods, and these are the people that make this enjoyable. Because I always say we build cars for one of 3 reasons. First is we got to like what we're doing. We do it because we want to finish the car, and we enjoy the process of finishing the car. The second is, and this is what people mistake with us. They think it's roles reversed, but it's 100% not. We want to enjoy doing the car. Second is we want to be able to, take that car and showcase what we can do as a shop. Not me, what we can do as a shop. And I emphasize that because we have a lot of talented guys here who really need to be put on that pedestal because they do the hard work every day.
That was a big thing that kept me around here. Is I've been to lots of shops, and when the boss is talking to the customers, he says, "Well, yeah, look at what I did. Look at what I did, and look at what I did." When he didn't do anything but point the finger and tell us what to do. Zac, they'll say, "Wow, this car doesn't look like it runs." And Zac was like, that's Thomas. You know, he's the one who did that. He might give us the vision, but he lets us do our thing, and he gives us the credit, and that's a real big deal. That's a huge deal.
Yeah, and I would say that the last of the three things that we focus on is we have to make a living doing it.
And we got to keep these lights on.
And that's last specifically for a reason, because as all my customers who have been with me and have been through a full build process with me know, you know, when we get into these cars, they take a lot of time, they take a lot of patience, and they take a lot of money.
Yes.
And if I've got a customer with a lot of time and a lot of patience, and we're really close to the end of a build, and this one thing that might be out of that budget or out of the realm of, you know, financial responsibility for that customer, if it's that one thing that I can do that puts that car over the edge, I just do it. We
just do it.
I remember when I debuted the Suburban to John for the first time. We're finishing this truck up, and man, it's been one of those things. Well, one of the first things he brought me when he brought me that 50 Suburban was a steering wheel. He had a truck that was a wreck, and he brings me this brand new Lucara steering wheel that looks like it belongs in a GTO, and it was brown. So the whole project was based off of this steering wheel, and he didn't know this, but I knew day one we're not using that steering wheel. So we went all the way through the process, and when we got to the very, very end, you know, John, like I said, he's been awesome, and we give away a lot of hours to make our customers, you know, feel as though they're getting more than they're paying for. And one of the things that I did for him at the very end was I bought a Billet Specialties steering wheel, and it usually has a 3-piece ring on it, and the truck was done, and this was John's contribution to the truck. It had a bed floor in the back of it that was 150-year-old reclaimed oak wood, and it's got wormholes and everything. It's really cool. And one of the things that I did for him at the very end was I took this steering wheel to my machinist, and I took him a couple drop squares of this really expensive wood, and, you know, asked him, you know, can we build a steering wheel ring out of this wood to tie it into the rest of the truck? And man, you talk about an expensive steering wheel. If I didn't have $5,000 on that steering wheel, I didn't have nothing. And but man, I remember the first time John saw it. I mean, he lit up, and you know, and it wasn't a you did this for me, I do this for you. It was just like a man, this is, you know, we appreciate you so much, and we appreciate you letting us build a car on this level, and this is what it's going to take to put it over the top, and we do it. And you know, that's that relationship that we have with our customers. We give back, they give to us, and you know, we can have that mutual respect for each other and that enjoyment in the car.
Well, with all that being said, we want you guys. You have a list of the cars in here. You've seen a bunch of the cars on our shorts and on our other videos. And if you follow our Facebook and our Instagram and our TikTok, then YouTube, you've seen a bunch of the cars. So comment on here, like it, subscribe to the channel, comment on what you want to see. We're gonna do a video with his dad and Ron Tatum shortly. If you want to see, you know,
get Marty Miller on here.
Yeah, Marty Miller can be in here. We'll get John in here. We'll get, you know, all the customers that we can get in here to talk about things. Let us know what you want to hear about.
Yeah,
Let
I
us
mean,
know what you want to see.
If there's a project, if there's something cool you've seen on one of our shorts or our TikToks or Facebook or whatever, if you know, whatever it is, if you want to see more of us in the shop, see, this isn't going to be just a sit down thing all the time. I mean, we're going to do episodes like we're doing for Pickles, and we're going to be doing other things in the shop. So if there's anything you see and you want to see more of, or you have questions for us, you know, we're wanting to hear those from you so we can make sure to be able to help you, whether it's with projects or whether it's with knowledge on getting into a project, or whether it's about us or the team or the projects in the shop, the shows we're going to, whatever it is.
Or if you're local, Google us and stop by, because I love taking breaks to talk to customers. This is like my favorite thing. It is.
Yes,
It's
you're
my
right.
favorite
He is
thing.
100% right. He loves spending my money. But no, just communicate with us. Let us know what else you want or what you want to see. Like I said, we're going to get more into, I'm going to dive into Thomas one day and figure out a little bit more about, who he is and how he got here. We'll probably do a little bit more in-depth origin of Love Kustoms and
Introduce the other guys.
Yeah, we're going to bring in Thad and Ben and Andrew and, bring them in and go through it and give you a little bit more about the behind the scenes of Love Kustoms and what happens here every day. So that being said, appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, episode 2 of Pickles 3.0 series is going to be coming out in the next couple weeks. So stay tuned, watch that. It's going to be good. We've got a lot of tech tips. We've got a lot of how-tos, and you're going to see Thomas do a lot of intricate work. You're going to see me doing some metal work and things like that, and you'll really be able to see this whole project come together. So we appreciate you guys watching, and we hope to see you soon.
And if you have one of those action things that you want to send us, the whiteboard, the movie thing, send it to us. We'll use it.
No, we won't.
Yeah, we will.
That one that can put that, like the other red one, not the Chevelle,
The Corvette?
yeah,
The split window? The one you went really fast in?
yeah, the one that we went to,
The racetrack?
no. Remember that place that we went to, when I got the pizza?
You got the pizza.
Raising Cane's? I don't know.
What does that have to do with cars?
I think he rode in a car there. The Camaro.
I think that it was the red one that guy that had the guy that had that shop at the when we went to his shop, and then that guy with the do you remember the guy at the store that we saw? The one that
The Corvette.
but the red one, not the Chevelle.
No, the Corvette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that we went around the racetrack in.
Yeah. Same thing.
We went like 130 mile an hour.
At Dover Speedway.
No, that was at Richmond. That was at Richmond. At
Yeah.
RIR. Remember you're ducked down in the seat?
No, who was that guy that? I don't know who's the guy that.
I don't know who
Marty?
that is.
It was right on the inside.
Marty.
No, the one that when we lifted the
Oh. He's talking about Carrie.
Carrie's car.
Carrie
the
Chevelle?
convertible.
Oh, yeah.
You're a
yeah.
Chevelle guy.
So you like Chevelles, huh?
yeah.
70 Chevelle convertible, man. That is a cool car, though. I wish when I was your age I
The
could ride
convertible.
one of
He
those.
likes when he lifts up the
Yeah, you
top.
like convertibles, don't you?
He likes
Yeah.
tops down.
Yeah.
Top down.
Chrome spin. Say top down. Chrome spinning.
Look at the camera and
Top
say,
down, come spinning.
So you like to go fast?
Yeah, I do like to go fast.
Yeah.
Say if you ain't first, you're last.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Well, we love you, buddy. Be good for mommy, okay?
Okay.
You should have stuck in all the weird places.
Yeah.